gonna try all new things today. Most of these things are brand new products. Brands you'll be familiar with, but the products are all new except for one thing where the product is not new, but the shade is new to me. So let's go ahead and dive in. My brows are done. That's about it. Yeah, there's nothing on my face because we're gonna try out a foundation today. I don't think this foundation is gonna work. Not at all, because I've tried it on my hand. I know it sounds weird, but I did. I tried it on my hand, and yeah, it even looked dry on my hand. So what I'm going to do today, I have the Guerlain Terracotta foundation. I'll talk a little bit about it. I have the Giorgio Armani blushes. I have the MAC bronzer, and then the Gucci palette, which is, it's basically a eye and cheek lip palette because there's a cream product in here you can use on your cheeks and your lips. This is in shade 02, Rosa, Nitida. There's two other palettes. I picked up the rosy one because I think a lot of people are gonna have the one with the blue in it or the beige one. So I was like, you know what, I'll try it and we'll go with the rose one. So this is gonna be kind of like a first impressions video. I don't do a lot of first impression videos because I don't think they're all that helpful, but the Sephora sales going on and a lot of these products are available at the Sephora sale. So I wanted to at least give you my thoughts on these things while you can still get them on sale. I think there'll be other sales throughout the year, guys, but I get it. You know, we're all looking for sales, and there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, if you haven't watched before, hi, my name is Jen or Jennifer, and I was a makeup artist way for Chanel, way back in the day. So, and not anymore. So let's talk about the foundation really quickly. 1.1 fluid ounces, terracotta, healthy glow, natural perfection, 24-hour wear. I don't believe it's 24-hour wear, but that's fine. Bottle, frosted glass, healthy glow, natural, yep, 24-hour wear, no transfer. It's possible that it's not it could be no transfer. That is a possibility because when I had it on the back of my hand, I was just like, this is like the driest looking thing. Did not look good, guys. So, if you are new to my channel, I have very dry skin and rosacea. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I have prejudged it. I admit. So I'm trying to, you know, we're gonna try it on the face and see what happens. But from its wear on my hand, I think it's gonna be too dry. Now, you may have noticed that when I came on camera and I said I don't have anything on my face, that was kind of true. I didn't have any makeup on my face except for my brows. I did have, however, a slew of moisturizer because I figured if this really is a, you know, 24-hour wear, non-transfer type of foundation, it's gonna be drying. So I put on as much La Mer soft lotion as I thought would sink into my skin like a couple hours ago. To get, you know, as good of a, you know, what I'm looking for. My brain is gone today. It's late at night. As good of a canvas as I possibly could. So I'm giving it the best shot I possibly can with as moisturized skin as I can possibly get because I'm just not somebody who I have dehydrated and dry skin. I would also say that, I don't know what else I'd say because my brain's gone. 00 is the shade, or 0C is the shade. It is the shade that I wear in Guerlain because Guerlain foundations, at least the ones that I have tried, oxidize. So at the moment, yes, it looks like too light, but the same thing happened on my hand. It was too light when I put it on, and then about 20 minutes in, I was like, oh, that's about right. You can also tell, though, the shade is not that far off. 0C is actually the way to go. I would also say that, and my brows are doing weird things today, the Guerlain foundations, to me anyway, the neutral's always like, it always seemed yellow. So I always go with the C's because I feel like the cool is actually not that cool. Okay, so, you know, give it a few minutes and we'll let it sink in. The products today, by the way, that I mentioned that are new shades but not new, the Dior Maximizer Intense Grape, which I love these products. I have like, I don't know, I have like 20 maximizers at this point. And the Makeup by Mario lip liner, which I really like. I didn't really mention this in my Sephora overhaul, like Makeup by Mario. I really like Makeup by Mario lip pencils. I think they're called like Lip Suede, Ultra Suede. I have Travis, Dimitri, Toasty, and Daniel. They're all browns, brownie pinks. This one is Dimitri, which is kind of the, it's like the coolest pinky brown that I have of the ones that I do. The other ones are a little bit more, a little warmer. So if you're looking for, you know, a good lip pencil during the Sephora sale, the Makeup by Mario ones are really, really good, pretty decent price point. And like I said, this one is Dimitri, but Dimitri, Daniel, Toasty, and the other one, Travis, all good like browns. So let's put on the Intense Grape. I know when I heard the name Intense Grape, I was like, eh. But again, the maximizers, although they do impart more pigment than the lip oils did by far, especially the intense shades, it's not a lipstick. Isn't that a pretty shade? I'm pretty sure my friend Gita is the one who told me to pick up this shade. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. It says Intense Grape. It's not grape. It's definitely cool, but it's not like a super pinky. I'm doing really well with descriptions today. It's just a beautiful shade. If you like a plummy pink, something that has kind of like the hazy sensuality, that kind of pink, like it's got more of a purple undertone to it, which is why they call it grape. But it doesn't look purple at all on the lips. It's just a really pretty shade. It's not nearly as intense as it looks in the case, and I think you'll really like it. So I think you can tell the foundation has started to oxidize a little bit, warming up, becoming more like my skin tone. I still look a little pale, but it definitely looks more like my skin. So far, actually, it doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I moisturized. I don't know how it'll look in a couple of hours, but I will have something below so you can see that. Let's talk about the blushes. So the Armani blushes. The Armani cream blushes are some of my favorite cream blushes of all time. The Rare Beauty blushes are my favorite liquid blush. I differentiate between liquid blushes and cream blushes. My cream blushes in a pot or in a compact. A liquid blush is like, you know, in like a lipstick tube, or like the Rare Beauty, like in a, you know, has a doe foot. That's how I see it, because it's different formula. Liquid blushes are lighter, thinner. They spread more easily. Cream blushes, I really feel like, for me personally, Clé de Peau has beautiful ones. The Armani ones are my favorite. So when I saw that Armani was coming out with new powder blushes, I was very excited. Armani's had blushes before, powder blushes before. It's not the first time they've had blushes, but these are different. These are their Luminous Silk, based on their Luminous Silk foundation blush. Now here's the thing. Armani, in my opinion, is a great brand. I pretty much love everything from the Armani brand. The foundation, I love Luminous Silk foundation. The lipsticks, the power lipsticks, I have like 12 of them. They're on sale, by the way, at Sephora. Pick one of them up, pick a shade you like. They're really good. The eyeliners are excellent. There's excellent things by Armani, but the thing about Armani is they come out in like limited batches and then you can't find them. For example, Armani lip liners were one of my favorite. They don't exist anymore, like at all. They're not even on the Armani site. Neither are the eyeliners. So I assume they're reformulating them, hopefully, and we'll have more in the future, because I hope they're not getting rid of them completely. I don't know why they would even reformulate them. The liners were fantastic. But anyway, so if you have Armani liners, you know what I'm talking about. They were really good. So the blushes, I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to try them, because I love Armani products. They're very limited. They generally come out and then they're gone. They don't do a lot of fanfare or a lot of marketing. I don't really understand. Supposedly there are 8 shades. There are 2 shades, 10 and 11, the lightest of the shades that I really want. Can't seem to find them anywhere, including overseas. Can't seem to find them there either. So if anyone has any idea how to get 10 and 11, let me know, because I'd like to. So I picked up the shades that you guys asked for, 50, 51, and 52. These are the pink shades, which I understand is like the popular shades. It's the popular kids in school. So here's 50. 50 is Euphoric. 50 reminds me of a very old popular shade that I'll mention in a minute. There is 51, which is Amore, and then there is a 52, which is Ecstasy. Love the names. And 52 is the brighter pop of pink. That's the one that reminds me a little of like House Labs, the rare beauty shade that's called Lucky that I can't get. You know, it's a very popular bright pink. So I'm going to swatch these really quickly on the back of my hand so you can see them. I think they're going to be really nice. How much better they'll be than like another product, I'm going to have to test it out. It takes time to know that. But I will say two things. They are probably smaller than you think they are. I knew what size they were because I saw it against something else that I knew the size of. So I was like, oh, okay. They're smaller than you think. And the only one that I have that has a shimmer to it is 50, which is euphoric. So again, 50, 51, 52. 52 is that, I'm just going to build up 51 so you can see it a little better. 52 is that really purpley pink. 51 is more of a Barbie pink. And then 50 reminds me of Orgasm. I only have a really tiny one, NARS Orgasm. I wore this shade a lot. Everyone wore this shade. If you're my age and you say you never wore this shade, I just don't believe you. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I doubt it. I think you probably wore it. Yeah, it was an incredibly popular shade. Yeah, it is similar. It's a similar shade. That does not surprise me. It looked similar in the pictures. So here's Orgasm. Here's 50. Very, almost identical. Not exact, but pretty close. Orgasm has a little bit more peach to it. And the finish is pretty much the same. So again, Orgasm, here's, here's Orgasm, here's 50, 51, 52. 50 is the only one that I have that has a shimmer to it. Formulas feel really nice though. Really smooth. Seeing how they stain. They don't stain, so they don't have a ton of staying power, I guess you could say. I mean, you know, I don't know. Do you want your blush to stain? That's one of those things. Let's do two shades. Let's try the 50. This is the shimmer shade. And let's try that just lightly here on the face. I'm very pale. So I really want 01 and 02. I mean 01, 02, 10 and 11, but again, doesn't exist here in the United States, and I couldn't find it at a very large retailer across the pond. So I don't know what's going on. Any ideas on how to get 10 and 11 will be greatly appreciated. That's very beautiful. Also very luminescent. I'm sure you can see that. So I can tell you already, this is a very nice blush, and I think it's beautiful the way that it went on the face. Whether or not it lasts a long time, whether it fades, you know, all those good things, I just need time, but I wanted you to see the shade. It's considered a glow blush, Luminous Silk Glow Blush. They all are, that's their name. 3.6 grams, 0.12 ounces, 24 months, which is awesome, that's great. There's talc in here. Okay, I don't see anything else that is calling out to me. All right, so now let's take the more purpley shade because I just think, you know, more people, this is Ecstasy. And I'm just gonna, yeah. So one of the reasons this shade became so popular, you see how I just did that, like kind of popped it right there? There was this thing in the winter, you know, now it's spring, although you wouldn't know here, you know, in Massachusetts, called Cold. I think it was called Cold Girl Look, but it can be Cold Person. Doesn't really matter. And what you do is you take a shade that's kind of like this, some type of bright pink, and pop it on the apples of your cheek. And the reason you pop it on the apples of your cheek is that if you're out in the real cold, and if you've never been out in the real cold, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But if you've lived anywhere like Boston, or colder, like Bismarck, North Dakota, you'll know that you get this bright pink look on your cheeks because it's basically akin to like frostbite. And especially if you're pale, you get this very pink look. So that's not a huge shock that color became very popular. It was kind of like a big trend on TikTok. Something takes off on TikTok, guys, forget it. You're not gonna be able to find it. So that's basically what happened, which is why the Rare Beauty sold out. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think the very bright shade that I just put on, Ecstasy, the shade, will sell out first, along with 50, which is Euphoric. I might pick up all of the shades if I can get my hands on them, to be very honest with you. I'm gonna take a little bit of foundation and tone this down a little bit because, again, I'm pale and I don't like that much blush. Because I think this is a good formula. How good? We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this lasts throughout the day. And if I really like it, I'll get the other shades. If I don't, then I won't. But on first trial, I think it looks really beautiful. I have heard people, and I have not watched, because I have not watched people's videos. I really try not to do that before I check something out. Have said that they like the Gucci blushes better. And I will tell you, this is, again, my opinion, and that's all I can give. I don't like the Gucci blushes. The Gucci blushes are considered a luminous matte formula. Luminous matte. This is called a glow blush. Okay, so I think in just the name alone right there, Gucci is basically saying we're going to make a luminous but matte blush. Armani is saying we're going to make a glow blush. Emphasis on the glow. And they're calling it the Luminous Silk line. So again, luminosity and glow. I like that in a blush. I like that in most products because I have dry skin and dehydrated skin and older skin. So I like a luminous glow. So again, maybe that's why I don't really like the Gucci blushes. Is there anything wrong with the formula in Gucci? No, it's not like it's bad. It really isn't. It's good. I just don't really like it on my skin, and I always find that I don't reach for it, even though I like the packaging and I think it looks pretty. I don't reach for it. So off the bat, I can just tell you, just like first instinct, I like these. When I tried the Gucci blushes first instinct, I was like, bleh. Again, guys, you have to remember, this is all preference. It's makeup. If I love something, it doesn't mean that I'm saying something else is terrible and you will hate it. I'm saying, in my opinion, for my skin, as somebody who, yes, I have many years of playing with makeup and I did do it, you know, I was a makeup artist for a while. That doesn't mean that my opinion is any more worthy than anyone else's. It's just my opinion. But if you've agreed with me before and you feel like you have similar, you know, aesthetics, skin issues, those types of things, I think you'll like these blushes. I think they're very good. Again, I need to wear it around for a while and see how it, you know, how it works. But so far, so good. Also, do you notice that the foundation has oxidized and is now the appropriate shade? So go half a shade down. That would be my suggestion. All right, MAC bronzers. So I did a little thing, a reel on IG about my top 3 bronzers, and I'm going to have an extensive bronzer video ranking and explaining how I ranked the top 3. These are just new releases. This does not include Gucci and Chanel and Tom Ford and Dior that came out years ago. I will have that. They are in my swatches. The picture that I put up on IG, they are in there as comparisons, and I will talk about it in my video. But new releases, as in the last several months: MAC, Hermes, Pat McGrath, Jones Road, what am I for NARS, bronzers. And my top 3 were specific to the shades. Again, specific to the shades. Yes, the formulas are good, you know, part of the calculation, but specific to the shades. And I'm going to say that one more time because I have 2 MAC bronzers in front of me. These are both matte, by the way. I did not get radiant bronzers because when I do bronzing, I kind of use it as like contour, bronzer a lot of the time because I'm just trying to do it quick. And that doesn't really work in a radiant. Like, you need, when you're doing something radiant, you want it to hit the high points of your face. You don't want to have a radiant bronzer in your contour. That just doesn't look right. So I started out with the matte, and then I was like, well, if I like it enough, you know, I'll look at both formulas. I picked the rosy shades because I like a cooler bronzer, but not pink, just cooler. I picked out medium rosy and light rosy. I did this blind. I bought them online. I picked light rosy and medium rosy because I was like, well, you know, other people will be interested. And let me tell you right now, light rosy is neither light nor rosy. It is non-existent, and it's peach. And I don't like it. And also, it rattles. Can you hear that? I don't know why it rattles, but it rattles. So I don't know if this is from like a different batch, because remember MAC like discontinued and came back. I don't know. The medium rosy also rattles, which I don't love, but it doesn't rattle as much. But the shade is light, but a nice, it's a neutral rosy. And it actually looks very nice on my skin. So when people ask me when I put the 3 up, NARS, Jones Road, by the way, Pat McGrath and the MAC are very, very close. The reason the Pat McGrath is not wasn't number 3 and this one was, is the Pat McGrath is more neutral. This one has a little bit more coolness to it. But again, only the medium shade, because the light shade is neither, it's not light, it's like yellow. It doesn't look good. It's like non-existent. There's like no pigment in it. And it's not rosy, it's peach, which is so weird. But the medium shade, as you see as I'm putting it on my skin right now, looks phenomenally good. It is sheer, as I said in my Instagram, but it's really, as you're watching me do it, it's really easy to build up. And I actually like that for people who are looking for like a lighter shade, because there are people paler than me who want just a tiny bit of bronzer. They do not want a lot. And you need to have something that allows for them to, you know, use a little bit of bronzer and not like it's too much. So I do think the medium, as I'm doing right now, is really nice. Look at that. See how pretty that looks? It looks beautiful on the skin. It blended just perfectly. And it's a nice, I'd say, neutral leaning rosy shade. And for those of you who are paler than me, you could put this on without building it up a little bit like I did. I built it up, so this is actually more bronzer than I would even use, but I just wanted you to see that you can build it up. You go in with like 1 pass and it will be enough for you, because you'll be, if you're really paler than me, it'll be great. I would not suggest the light rosy, because the light rosy, I'll put it on the back of my hand just so you can see it. I'm telling you guys, it's the weirdest shade. I'll put it here. It's the weirdest shade. Like it's peach. And again, that would be fine. I know there's other bronzers out there that have more of a peach cast. There are many, but it's called light rosy. So if you're gonna call something rosy, at least get close. The medium rosy is not rosy either, but it has more of a rosy undertone. Like I said, it's a neutral leaning cool, and you can see it on my skin. So if you're my skin tone or paler and you like a cooler, I would go with the medium rosy. Don't do the light, or unless you want peach. And then I will try a radiant at some point. I have a lot of bronzer, so I think I'm good. All right, let's get to eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna say something about the foundation. So far, it looks fine. It actually does. I mean, I'm staring in my mirror. It looks fine. It actually looks fine. So now I had on a huge amount of moisturizer, which is why I look so like oily when I came on. Let's see if in like an hour the lines are pronounced. Like at the moment, it looks fine. What will happen with people who have dry skin, like myself, who use a foundation or dehydrated skin, that is like no transfer, 24-hour, is lines start to, like I have lines in my face, but they start to get more pronounced as you wear the foundation. Like it ages you. The only one that I've used that does not do that, and I recommend this to everyone, is the Makeup Forever 24-hour foundation, HD. That thing is amazing. There is alcohol in there. I'm not saying that you should use it all the time. I'm just saying for a long day event or like a wedding or something you have to get through without your makeup coming off, that is the thing to use. This one has alcohol as well. And I generally stay away from foundations with alcohol because it dries out your skin. So let's see if lines start coming out here, here, here. I mean, I have the lines, you just don't, generally if a foundation is working for me, you don't see them for a couple hours. Okay, Gucci. I will tell you in the past, I have not been the biggest fan of Gucci. I don't hate them. I'm always kind of like, eh. Some products from Gucci I really like some of their lipsticks. Karen Glow, Karen something, Care. I like those. And like I said before about the Gucci blushes, they're just not my favorite. They're not bad. I just feel like, you know, you're paying so much for the Gucci name that, I don't know, they should be like amazing. So far though, this formula is actually nice. It's very silky, not bad payoff. This is peach though. This is peach. This is a peachy shade. This is a purple shade, but I don't know. Rosa Nitida. Okay, sure. And then let's try the creamy shade, which again, does that look well, okay, it's a warm rose. How's that? These are warm rose shades, and then there's purple. Because I'm sorry, but that does not look, it does not come out the way it looks in the pan. It's so interesting. My skin turns everything cool, so that's surprising. Okay, all right. Hey, I mean, you know. So we're gonna take that shade, this shade here. This is the shade. See what I mean? It looks like very cool, but that's not how it's coming out. It's coming out much. I have a lot of blush. Oh yeah, it's actually nice. Okay, it's a nice shade, but it's not, that's not nearly as pink. I mean, I have a lot of blush on, but that's fine. But yeah, it doesn't look nearly as pink as it did in the pan. Okay. I mean, it worked fine. Nothing terrible about it. All right, so let's do a quick, and I mean quick, let's do a quick eye look. Let's see how the formula performs. I'm gonna use my Hourglass brushes. I'm not gonna use like Kolinsky brushes unless these don't work. Hourglass has really good synthetic brushes if you're looking for a good synthetic brush, just so you know. Start with the peachiest shade. They are also at Sephora, at least I think they're at Sephora. I actually at one point was gonna buy the entire, oh well, it's actually pretty pigmented with a synthetic brush. I was gonna buy the entire Hourglass brush set, but it was like super expensive. I mean, not compared to natural hair brushes, guys, but like for a synthetic brush set, it was like $1,000 or something. I can't remember how much it was now, but I really do like Hourglass brushes. I think if you're looking for a good synthetic set, I think they are a really good choice. And you can buy them individually at Sephora. In fact, I might actually go look and see. Because I use them all the time. I do really like them. The other synthetics I like are the Rose and Ben she makes great brushes and very unique style, like brush shape and design. And they work exceedingly well. Of course, she's a makeup artist, so it's not surprising that she would, you know, come up with brushes that really are unique and different and work for what she's trying to achieve. And then BK Beauty, especially the Angie Hot and Flashy ones. They're gray colored handles. They work extremely well. They're really good. They're good brushes. So I'm just gonna kind of pull this up into the lid a little. So far what I would say is that the pigment is there. This is actually, you know, again, it's not pink. It's almost like coral. See what I mean? That's not pink, which is fine actually, because I'm not a huge fan of pink, or at least like normal Barbie pink is not my thing. So yeah, that actually worked really well. It's a nice shade. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, at least the pigment works. All right, let's use the shimmery shade. Let's put that on the eye, and then we'll use the deep shade last. If you're somebody who, you know, doesn't have a lot of makeup and you're somebody who likes, or you have a lot of makeup but you like something like simplicity, this is actually not a bad little palette because there's a cream product in here that you could put on the cheeks. Absolutely, you could use it on the lips. And then you have a full eye look. You know, and it's pretty easy to travel with because it's not that big. So I will give it that. The price point, I'll make sure it's down below, but I do remember this being, you know, not inexpensive because of course it's Gucci, but we'll at least give it this. The formula is good. Like that actually works. Is it outstanding? Am I like blown away? No, but it's better than my reaction to the Gucci, like the full palette, you know, that was really beautiful and had the flowers all over it, but the formula was less than stellar. I'm just taking the purple shade going into the crease just a little to deepen it, which it is working. Like, I mean, that's, you know, that's good. I know my expectations seem like low because, to be honest, they are. I got this because it's a long story why I got this actually, but I will say I just thought people might be interested, and I thought, well, I'll get the pink shade because that was, you know, not expected of me. Because I always go with the blue shades that I love blue, or green. And then, you know, definitely not pink. And then the beige one, I think it's called, I forget what it is, but it's more like a neutral palette, was one I thought a lot of people would pick it up, because it is a good neutral, at least from what I could see of the shades. So if the formula is the same in that one, I don't know what the shades are like, but you know, actually, this is a nice little palette. I mean, I'm not blown away by it. I'm not like, it's not like the Byredo where I was just like, oh my goodness, this is like a whole new creation, but it's nice. You know, the shades kind of blend into each other a little bit on the eye, but there is some demarcation. There's, you know, it doesn't all blend into one. There are only 3 shades. I wish there was a little bit more differential between the lightest shade. You know, I wish it was a little bit lighter, because the purple and that peach are kind of blending into each other on the eye, so you get like kind of one color. I wish there was like a light icy color to kind of differentiate, but it's not terrible. It's not bad. All right, let me put on a little bit of mascara. No new mascara, sorry guys. And then we'll do a wrap up. Okay, mascara is on. It's the Fenty mascara. Again, that is on sale. That's for, I really like that mascara. I've been using it for weeks now. And I'm going to have a update video coming up very soon about some of the things that I've been trying. And that Fenty mascara will be in there. Why is my eyebrow doing that? And just spoiler, it's really good. I haven't had fallout. I don't have problems with it. It's an excellent mascara. All right, so let's go through things really quickly. The foundation. I am starting to notice some lines here and here, but I will say it's working for me a heck of a lot better than I thought it was going to. I have heard from people though that this has been terrible for them. Like they've tried it and it was just way too dry. I haven't watched anybody's videos, but I've heard people have written to me and said this did not work for me and I have dry skin. It is working for me right now. So one or two things. One, my skin is not as dry as other people. My skin is not as dry as it used to be, which is true, absolutely. My skin has, as I've gotten older, become less dry. Don't know. Two, I moisturize so much with the La Mer that it somehow counterbalanced the foundation. Possible. And also I've only had it on for about an hour, right? So we've been here 45 minutes or so since I put it on. So it's possible that it's just not long enough, and in the next hour I will be itching at my skin. But so far I have to give it a fair review. It looks fine, actually, at the moment. Does it look great? No, but it gives good coverage. It's not looking cakey. It's not settling into lines, at least at the moment, 45 minutes in, okay? The color is 0C, and it is the right color for me. It warmed up quite a bit. It oxidizes. More to come on that one when I do update videos. I'll let you know if I've been able to wear it without copious amounts of La Mer. The blushes. I really like these blushes. I think they're really pretty. I like a Glow blush. They're not that big. They're smaller than you think they are. Here's what a MAC bronzer looks like next to it. Here's what the Gucci palette looks like next to it. And the Gucci palette's relatively small. So these are tiny. They are the size of the Gucci blushes. Do I have them? Yeah, I have them here. I'm like, where are my Gucci blushes? Here are my, not Gucci, Armani blushes. So here are my Armani cream blushes. I keep them in my top drawer. And as you can see, same size. So they're same size as the cream blush. I don't know, let's see if it's the same exact. The cream blush has 3.5 grams and the powder has 3.6, so it has a little bit more. Interestingly enough, of the cream ones that I have, and I would have more if I could, but they always sell out. I have shades, because that's just what happens, 20, 51, and 60. So these are also available at Sephora. I really did think about buying a couple at Sephora. Again, I was trying not to spend that much money at Sephora, but it's really hard to get the Armani anywhere because even the Armani site, they don't have things. Like I said before, they come out in very small batches and then they're gone. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I strongly recommend the blushes unless something weird happens with these blushes over time, like they disappear or something. I will likely get all the shades because I really like Armani. I like the products. I think they work extremely well. They work well for me. I like that these seem like glowy, even the one that's not, even 50, which is the shimmery one. 52 also seems like it has some glow to it, and I like that. So yes, I could see me picking them all up if I could ever find 10 and 11. MAC bronzers. Do not get light rosy unless you want peach. Medium rosy works really well on my skin tone. If you're paler than me, it will also work because it's sheer and you can build it. You saw me do it on my face. The intense grape is not that intense. The Makeup by Mario liners are really good. Lip liners, I really, really like them. And this Gucci palette to finish, you know, it's not bad. I like it more than the blush, to be honest with you. The packaging is cute. It's not that big. I mean, it's a relatively small, if you look like, here's the bronzer, MAC bronzer, they're about the same size. And in here is a lip cheek product and then 3 shades for your eyes. Do I think the formula is excellent? No. Do I think it's good? Yes. I think the shades kind of blend into one. Can you see what I mean? But there is some demarcation. I just feel like it all kind of looks like a peachy pink shimmer now. So, you know, would I buy it? Me personally, no. Because I have a lot of makeup. I have a lot of products that I think are far better than this. But if you're somebody who likes the packaging, you like Gucci, and you want something that's cute and small, that has a lip cheek product in it and eyeshadows, I mean, okay. I think you can get things that are cheaper, that are going to be better products, but the formula is not bad. It's just, like I said, I think you can see what I'm talking about. Like, you don't have 3 distinct shades. They kind of blended into one look. It's not a bad look, though. It's actually pretty. And, you know, you do have a shimmer, you do have a crease. Like, there, you can see there's a little bit of difference. There's just not a lot. But again, it's not bad. If I were to say, with first impressions on my face right now, the MAC bronzer, I've always said I really, really like. The blushes are definite for me so far. Yes. The liner and the lip gloss maximizer, already love those. And the foundation is a maybe. So far, it's actually looking good. We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts. And we'll also see if it works without copious amounts of La Mer. And the Gucci little palette, like I said, I don't think it's bad, but for the price point, it's a lot of money to pay for it. I'm sure there's other little compacts that have eyeshadows and a lip cheek product in it that, frankly, will get you a better look. But it's not a terrible one. At least, you know, my first take. Oh, and by the way, shade 50, again, Euphoric in the Armani is basically Orgasm from NARS. It's basically the same shade. That being said, I do like it because the Orgasm is a little more, well, it's a little more peach than this the shade. But yeah, it's very pretty, gorgeous blushes. I do like it. It actually creates a nice look. So far, my skin looks okay. We'll see how it looks in a couple of hours. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.